Hey guys, welcome to another product showcase video. Today's item comes to us from Scythe, and this is their GOURIKI 3 500 watt power supply. Okay, first up with Christmas right around the bend. I know some of you guys are probably thinking about getting some new cases for your computer and maybe looking for a power supply for it. Or maybe you're thinking of upgrading your video card and need a little more power to run it. So it's a perfect time to do a video on one of these new power supplies that Scythe has provided us with. This is their new GOURIKI 3. It has a lot of nice features. This is a 500 watt model. This is also available in a 600 and a 700 watt model. This has a 80 plus certification. It's a bronze certification. ATX 12 volt version 2.3 enhanced 12 volt rails, dual 12 volt rails. Active PFC. It uses high quality Japanese capacitors rated up to 105 degrees Celsius. Intelligent fan cable connections are built in. We'll get into that a little more later. That's a really nice feature. 3-year warranty with these, and this does come installed with your high flow slipstream 140 millimeter fan. So a nice package. They have a lot of information on the box itself as far as the different connectors, how the different connections run into the power supply, your warranty information itself, some information about the different features of it. Supports dual, triple, quad, and 6-core processors as well as low voltage CPUs. Here's a picture of the smart fan control or intelligent fan control. And let's get into some of the specs of the unit itself. This is the 500 watt model. This one runs 24 amps on the 3.3 volt rail, 20 amps on the 5 volt rail, giving you a combined total of 130 watts between them two rails. And then on our 12 volt rails, we have 20 amps each on them, giving us a combined total of 360 watts on the 12 volt rail. So quite a bit of juice there to run any of the more modern video cards that you're going to run into. Let's open this up and see what all comes with it. Okay, inside the package itself we have a couple of cables to hook up to our intelligent fan controller. These are about 21 inches long to give you plenty of length to get to your side case fans, possibly even your front face case fans, depending on the size of your case. Comes with 4 mounting screws to mount the power supply unit into your case. Standard 3-prong power cable. The multilingual power supply instructions. These have instructions in several different languages. And then the power supply itself. So let me set this stuff aside and we'll have a closer look at the power supply. Okay, first off, the power supply itself has a beautiful black finish, almost a dark charcoal to a light black finish. As you can see, the included slipstream 140 millimeter fan included, as well as the insignia on the fan grill, which is awful nice. Very interesting ventilation on the back, which I thought was very nice, is that it doesn't use the standard little holes that you'll see in some of the power supplies. This is very ventilated. It's designed to move a lot of air. Then on the front side here, we can see our intelligent fan connectors. What these do are basically going to run your case fans, or any fans that you put in the case that you want to plug into these. It's going to regulate the speed of the fan by the load of the power supply. So if you're just sitting there idling, reading email, something like that, where the case fans really don't need to move a lot of air, it's going to let them idle and move hardly anything. And then when you get into gaming mode, where the power supply is really working hard, really putting out some juice, it's going to kick these fans up to move more air through the case. So it's going to work basically as a automatic fan controller for you. So you don't have to stop and adjust your fans based on the load what the computer is going through. It's going to do that automatically through these jacks. Okay, now on to our connectors itself. They give you quite a bundle of stuff here. As you can see, this is a wired power supply. These are the ones that are available here in the US and in Canada. They do make a modular one, but it's only available in Asia, unfortunately. So if you really want one bad enough, you probably could order one from overseas if need be. Okay, here's our standard 20+4 connector, which is nice. If you have an older motherboard that's only going to use the 20 pin, you can use this power supply with it. Or if you're using a modern one and you need the 24 pin connector, it has the +4 with it to plug into your motherboard. Let's see how long this is to give you an idea of how far it'll stretch into your case. It's about 20 inches long, so that's a pretty good length for a 24 pin connector. As you can see, all of the cables are braided or sleeved with a black sleeving, which is very nice, gives it a nice look. Plenty of connectors here. Typical eSATAs, Molexes. I'll give you a count on these in a minute as soon as we get these all organized here. Okay, let's look at our main ones first, which are generally our PCI Express ones. As you can see, this is using a 6+2 connector. So if you're using a lower drawing power or video card that uses a 6-pin connector, you're going to be set with that. If you're running 2 of them in an SLI setup, you're going to have 2 6-pins. Or if you're running a newer one that maybe requires the 8-pin connectors, or possibly even 2 8-pin connectors, as some of the some of the video cards draw quite a bit of power, it's going to give you 2 8-pins to work with there. And as far as your hard drive connectors and stuff, they give you more connectors than I could even imagine using. Let's see here. Let me count these quick. Okay, we have 8 of the eSATA connectors themselves. Nice, very long cables on here. Let me get a measurement on this for you. I can tell you exactly how long this is. To the longest end, about 34 inches, so that should work quite well in a full tower case. And then we have 6 of the Molex connectors, and they also have 2 of your small floppy drive connectors, or connectors that you could use for maybe your fan controller or what have you. And once again, these are about the same length. They're going to give you about 34 inches from end to end. So plenty of length there. Now, this is your standard CPU connectors. They're doing a 4+4. So if you have the older board with the 4-pin connector, you can plug in one of them. If you have a modern board that needs the 8-pin, you definitely have the 8-pin there. Once again, let me check the length on this. I think this is going to be about 20 inches, about 22 inches on that one. Okay, that about does it for all the cables and stuff here. Now let me show you the connectors for the intelligent fan control. Let me get these unwrapped here. And basically all you do is plug one end of the cable into your controller here, just like you would if you were maybe plugging it into your motherboard or fan controller. And now on the other end here we have a female end as well as a male end, depending on what type of fan connector you have. If it has this style where you can plug it right into the female connector. Otherwise, if it just has the 3 pins sticking out of it, you can use the male connector. And this one has got a nice long length to it. I forgot already what I said the length of that one was. It looks like about 21 inches or so. So that's going to allow you to control, maybe a rear fan, maybe a side cover fan, or possibly even a top fan depending on the size of your case. So it's going to give you a lot of options for cooling your case and using that automatic controller. So let me bundle up these cables and we'll open this up and have a look at the inside of it. Okay, we got it open and we can have a look at the inside here. Nothing I like more than getting a new item in and voiding the warranty right away by opening it. Just a word of warning, as always, don't open up your power supply and go digging around in it. They can be dangerous. You can get an electrical shock with them. I'm doing this strictly for demonstration purposes to show the components inside of it. So I don't suggest anybody goes and opens up theirs and starts poking around in it. But anyway, onto the internals of the power supply. As you can see, they've used their aluminum fin design. I love this bent design. I've seen this in other power supplies where to make up for the added height where you'd be limited with the top cover, they bring it up and bend them over to give you as much area for cooling as possible in these power supplies. It's actually a very efficient setup. I do love that they included that. Here's our high quality Japanese capacitor. It's using one large single capacitor in here that I can see. Very nice job on the circuit board, soldering. Everything is very nice and tight. Not going to have any rattles or anything come loose in it. The solders all look like good quality solders. And all the wiring and stuff is attached very nicely, so you shouldn't have a problem with any of them pulling out. So let me put the cover back on and we will finish up this video. Okay, we have it all back together, as you can see. And in case you're wondering how they know if you open these up or void the warranty, as with all power supplies, they have what I like to call the tattletale sticker. If the sticker is removed, it leaves a mark underneath it, and if it's tampered with or broken, they can tell that it has been opened up, and that'll automatically void your warranty. So as the first thing they check is that sticker, and if that sticker has been broke or tampered with, they know you've been into it, your warranty's automatically void. So just in case you're wondering how they can tell if you've been in it, that's how. Okay, one last note I wanted to squeeze in here is the sound. This is the 500 watt model, and so with the 500 watt, at 500 RPMs it only puts out 9.6 decibels. On the high end, at 1100 RPMs, it only puts out 21.2 decibels. So it's a very quiet power supply. That's the advantage to that ultra flow fan that they include with it, the 140 millimeter, the slipstream. Nice thing about 140s is they move a lot of air and they don't have to do it at real high RPMs. The smaller the fan you have, the faster it needs to spin to move the same amount of air. So your 120 millimeters, or even the ones with the dual 80 millimeter fans, really spin quickly. And that's going to pretty much do it for this product video. We want to thank Scythe for providing this for us. Once again, this is their GOURIKI 3 power supply, their 500 watt power supply. And I want to thank you for watching.